on Saturdays thrill, college kings clash, chasing that wheel. Sundays bring the pros, big hits, big plays, NFL battles where legends are made. From rivalries fierce to underdog shocks, we break it all down. It's the Blitz and the Block. The field to the digital chain, Bitcoin's pumping, altcoins rain, Web3 waves and DeFi stacks, NFT drops and big market hacks. Insights you need, no hype, no fluff, crypto decoded, we cover the tough. Yeah! The Blitz and the Block. Where football meets the blockchain. Let's dive in.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Blitz and the Block. I'm Katie Randall, and I'm here with my co-host, Crypto Dan. We've got a packed show today, football, crypto, and a few surprises. Dan, you ready to dive in?
Always, Katie. And wow, this week's college football news is wild. The 2026 recruiting class is already making headlines. Top prospects are lining up visits at Alabama and Ohio State. It's like every year the arms race just gets crazier.
Yeah. And it's not just the big names. Did you see the coaching shakeups? Louisville and Kansas State both made some bold moves. I mean, those programs aren't usually in the spotlight, but this could change things for them.
Right. And it's not just about the head coaches. The assistants, the coordinators, those hires can totally flip a team's identity. Speaking of flipping, Georgia's quarterback battle after the spring game? That redshirt freshman, Carter, he's really pushing the upperclassmen. It's not a done deal at all.
And Oklahoma's offense. Wow. New coordinator. And suddenly, they look like they could drop 50 on anyone. I mean, I always get a little skeptical after spring games, but the buzz is real this time.
Spring hype is undefeated, right? But you can feel the pressure on these kids. Katie, you played D1 softball. Do you remember your own recruitment? Was it anything like this?
Oh man, not even close. I was nervous just getting a call from a coach, let alone having to post every visit on social media. I remember my hands shaking before my first campus tour. Now these recruits have entire fan bases tracking their every move. It's a whole different level of stress. I honestly don't know how they handle it.
Yeah, it's like the stakes keep getting higher. And with NIL deals and all the media attention, it's not just about football anymore. It's branding. It's business. It's almost like crypto, honestly. High risk, high reward, and you never know what's coming next.
Totally. And, coaching changes and early recruiting, they really do shape a team's future. Like you get the right staff in, or land a couple of top recruits, and suddenly you're a contender. But if you miss, you're playing catch-up for years. It's a gamble, but that's what makes it fun to watch.
Speaking of high stakes, let's talk NFL training camps. Miami and Denver both have quarterback battles that are heating up. Miami's got that veteran versus young gun thing going, and Denver, well, they're just desperate for someone to step up, honestly.
And then you've got Kansas City and San Francisco rolling out new offensive schemes. It's like every year, these teams find a way to reinvent themselves. I'm curious to see if KC can keep defenses guessing without their old playbook tricks.
Yeah, and don't sleep on the rookies. The number one pick for 2025 is already making noise in preseason. I saw a clip. He looks so comfortable, like he's been in the league for years. And there's this underrated wide receiver in New York, too, who's turning heads. Giants fans might finally have something to cheer about.
But it's not all good news. Pittsburgh's star safety is out for at least a month with an injury. That's a huge blow for their defense. And the trade rumors. There's always a veteran wideout on the block, right?
Yeah, and injuries in camp can change everything. I remember my own preseason in college basketball. Tweaked my knee, and honestly, it changed my whole trajectory. You work all year for that shot. And then, one bad landing and it's gone. I feel for these guys. The mental side is brutal.
Totally. And it's not just the stars. Those fringe roster guys, one injury, and their dream is over. It's a reminder that, for every headline, there are dozens of stories we never hear about. But hey, that's what makes the preseason so compelling. Anything can happen, and sometimes it does.
Exactly. And as we talked about last episode, the risk-reward thing is everywhere. In sports, in crypto, in life. You just got to keep grinding and hope the breaks go your way.
And sometimes, those breakout talents come from nowhere. Like, a rookie wideout gets a shot because of an injury, and suddenly he's the next big thing. It's wild how fast things can change in the NFL. All right, let's shift gears to crypto. But first, here's a little public service announcement. When we discuss cryptocurrency, we are not providing financial advice. We are not financial advisors, so please do your own research before investing in anything. I hope that we made that clear. There's a lot happening with stablecoins right now. Ripple and Circle both applied for national bank charters in the US. That's a big deal. If they get approved, they could settle payments faster and maybe even hold reserves directly with the Fed. That's a whole new level of integration with the traditional banking system.
Yeah, and it's not just about the charters. The Genius Act passed the Senate, which is the first major crypto bill to get that far. It's supposed to give stablecoins a real regulatory framework. Some folks are saying it's like the 1996 Telecommunications Act for the Internet. Could open the floodgates for innovation. But it's not a done deal yet. The House still has to sign off, and there's a lot of political drama around it.
And even with all this momentum, JP Morgan is saying the trillion-dollar stablecoin projections are way too optimistic. They're thinking maybe $500 billion by 2028, because honestly, most people still aren't using stablecoins for everyday payments. It's mostly trading in DeFi right now.
Right, and internationally, you've got China pushing the digital yuan, and Ant Group wants to issue stablecoins in Hong Kong. But JP Morgan's saying those models aren't really a template for global stablecoin adoption. Regulation is still all over the place, and most countries are focused on their own digital currencies.
Meanwhile, Bitcoin's holding steady around $109,500. Bulls are trying to push it higher, but there's a lot of resistance just above 110K. ETF inflows are strong, but it's still a bumpy ride. And, fun fact, Texas just created its own Bitcoin reserve fund. I bet there are some sports fans in Texas who are following that as closely as their football teams.
Oh, for sure. Texas is always doing its own thing. But it's a sign that crypto is getting more mainstream, even if it's not quite ready to replace cash at the concession stand. We're seeing progress, but there are still a lot of hurdles. Regulation, adoption, and the occasional wild price swing.
I actually used crypto to buy playoff tickets once. It was a little clunky, but honestly, it felt kinda cool. If stablecoins really go mainstream, I could see teams using them for contracts, or even in-stadium payments. But, we're not there yet. There's still a lot to figure out.
Yeah, and if that happens, it could totally change how athletes get paid, or how fans interact with teams. But, like you said, it's all about regulation and adoption. We'll see how it plays out.
That's the story of both worlds, right? Big moves, big risks, and a lot of unknowns. All right, that's going to do it for this episode of The Blitz and the Block. We'll be back soon with more on SEC policy shifts and a look ahead to the college football season. Dan, always a pleasure.
Always, Katie. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Take care and see you next time.
Charts have been checked from the gritter and hits to crypto's tech. Touchdowns scored and tokens rise. We've covered it all, no compromise. Stay locked in as the seasons turn. With every update, there's more to learn. Football, fire, and blockchain shocks. Only right here, the Blitz and the Block. Thanks for joining.